Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Tom Spark. Welcome back to another video. Anyways guys, today I am going to discuss why you should make your own self-hosted, privacy-friendly security system. This is something I've recently done and I'm really happy with it. And I'm going to be showing you a cool guide in this video. Now guys, if you do want to help support the channel, you can check out some of my links in the description down below. Especially a service called Incogni is one of my favorite services. This is actually a pretty cool service that can remove your information from data brokers around the internet so you don't get doxxed and someone can't find your address in internet online. I'll be putting a discount code in the description down below for this one. Also, you might want to check out GOMS Go. This is a cool service where you can share access with streaming accounts with other users and get a discount. I'll also put a discount down below for that as well. Both of these are my chosen affiliates in this video. I'm not sponsored by these products, and in fact, I don't use any sponsorships here on my channel. I find products I like, and if they have an affiliate program, I give you guys the links with some kind of discount, and it's a win-win. But anyways, guys, let's get back to the video at hand. So how are we going to do this? Well, let's first of all talk about the typical security solution and what are some of the pros and cons. Well, one of the typical security solutions is something like Ring, SimpliSafe, or ADT. Now, Ring is more of a consumer grade kind of DIY. Well, you buy all the products, you'll set it up with an application, and it's going to be getting you up and running pretty quickly. I used to have a Ring service like 3 or 4 years ago, just because I wanted the easiest thing to set up, relatively cheap, but it was just very easy to set up. So I set that up and it was okay. You pay a couple of bucks a month in fees, and you can get some security cameras, and you can kind of have a basic alarm system with decent motion detection and door sensors and stuff like that. Now, one of the cons with Ring that I really didn't like is that it turned out there was a lot of data breaches that came up, stuff like Ring employees spying on you and stuff like that, and that kind of really pissed me off. It's like, if I'm having a security system, I'm paying money, and this is happening. FTC says Ring employees illegally surveil customers, failed to stop hackers from taking control over users' cameras. So yeah, once that was happening, I was like, it's not worth the convenience. I need to do some work and set it up myself. So after that, I decided to kind of integrate and make a HomeKit system, which was pretty good. I was using my own devices, and it's secure and then encrypted with Apple. That said, there was a couple things that bothered me with that as well. And one of the things was that, most of these devices require kind of like a hub. So if you're using Aqara sensors, you have to have a hub that's connected to the HomeKit through an app. You don't really have to use the app too much, but you're still using that hub that's connected to a Chinese corporation. And that kind of rubbed me the wrong way as well, just kind of for paranoia purposes. So I decided to go one step further. I decided I wanted to make my own security system, and that might be why you're here in this video. So there's also other things like SimpliSafe. It's pretty much just like Ring. The difference with SimpliSafe, it's more of like an only security company. I've noticed that you do have pretty good customer support with a company like this, but in my experience, the devices themselves were very finicky. I had to get like one replaced. Customer support had to send me one. It's definitely harder to set up than something like Ring. And I had a lot of false alarms with SimpliSafe. I'm not sure why. But if getting up at 3 in the morning because you think someone's breaking into your house, having pepper spray in one hand and a Glock in the other, going around every corner like this, if that sounds like fun, then maybe get SimpliSafe. Or if you like listening to podcasts and you trust random people to tell you what products to use, even though they're not a gadget guy like me, then maybe go for SimpliSafe. Or if you're a boomer, you could get ADT. Have all these wires plugged into these devices around your house that aren't even really that smart anymore. Honestly, I think companies like ADT are going to be going away in the near future and are severely impacted by some of these other solutions. We talked about some of those pros and cons. Some of the pros with some of these traditional security systems and some of these newer traditional ones like Ring or SimpliSafe, well, you could be lazy. They're very easy to set up for the most part, and you could be relatively secure knowing your house is decently secure. Someone's probably not going to be able to break in. But that said, you might get woken up in the morning. You're going to be paying more fees. And that's what we'll talk about in these cons section. I've had a couple times with my SimpliSafe one. My dogs were running around at home or something like that. Something happened. The alarm went off. It called the cops. And like one time I think they came and were like, yo, what's up? And I was like, sorry. guys. And they're nice about it, but I still felt like when I was opening the door, I was like, fuck, are these guys gonna try to shoot me? So yeah, that was scary and that definitely annoying. So false alarms will be annoying when police show up. You have some monthly fees depending on the service. ADT, Simply Safe are more expensive. Ring is a little bit cheaper. Another thing with something like ADT, you're going to need a professional setup. You're not going to want to do it yourself. And in fact, I don't think you even can do it yourself. They'll have to wire stuff, which is annoying. You're not going to be able to move any sensors around. I already mentioned with Ring, some of these security vulnerabilities with the cameras, which is definitely concerning, so not very trustworthy. So they can watch you while you masturbate without your permission. And like I said, these brands do require special equipment. Now Ring requires Ring cameras. Simply Safe requires Simply Safe cameras. ADT requires those cameras and those sensors, and the same for Ring and Simply Safe. They're not interoperable. You can't really interchange the devices between each one. So if you decide to switch, well, that goes like $300 or $400 or even more dollars down the drain into the trash can, trying to recoup your losses on eBay like I've done, and definitely not a good time. So what is the solution, you might ask? And Tom, why are you holding this screwdriver? Well, that's because I was hacking some 3DSs, and for some reason Nintendo decided not to let you access the SD card without unscrewing them. But that is here. Now they're there. And next up, we're going to be talking about what is my solution I've arrived on. That is Alarmo. Now, what is Alarmo? Well, Alarmo is a open source integration with Home Assistant. Now, you can see Alarmo right here. So basically, this is what it looks like. It's just like a series of cards or panels. And there's really not that much to it, but it's also very powerful and easy to set up. So you're going to integrate this with Home Assistant. Now you might be saying, Tom, I don't have Home Assistant. I don't want to mess with Home Assistant. And that's fine, because that is one of the cons with Alarmo. You're going to have to embrace Home Assistant. And one of the cons is it might take over your life, because it can be a little bit time intensive. And in fact, I'm just going to be honest with you. If you're not like a techie guy, if you don't think you're a DIY kind of guy, if you're not like a little nerdy, you might want to just click off this video and go buy Ring. Maybe they'll look at you when you're masturbating, but that's okay. But chances are the fact you clicked on this video, you probably are a little bit of a techie guy. If your IQ is at least above 100, you should be fine, hopefully. But that, I would say those are like the cons. You know, you're going to have to tinker a little bit. And if you're okay with that, then you should be good. It's not as hard as some things, but there is a little bit of tinkering, but not too much. And that's one of the good things about Alarmo. Now with Alarmo, they made it very easy. You're not really gonna have to mess with code or anything like that. You can see these different panels. The way it works is basically you're gonna set up some sensors. You're gonna add them to the alarm system. You could choose if you want them to be specific sensors for the home version, like if you're at home, or if it's armed when you're away. You could customize different trigger times, disarm times. You could customize different actions. So I've set up an automation where, you could set up automations where if someone triggers a sensor, there will be an alarm sounding. You could customize the sound or anything you want. It's pretty cool. So very, very customizable. And that is one of the pros. As you can see here, very customizable. Another cool thing is the equipment is interchangeable. You could use pretty much whatever you want with this. I would recommend in this video, and I'll be putting links in the description down below, even though I am not sponsored by them. And Aqara probably doesn't really want you to do this. And in fact, they'd probably rather use their Chinese app and their Chinese hub. But with this, you don't require any kind of connection to that Chinese hub, because this is all on your own kind of devices. And that is really the beauty of it. These are little sensors. Aqara sensors are the ones that I use, and I think they work pretty well. And you're going to be connecting them to Alarmo as the Home Assistant. It's going to be integrated with the Home Assistant. It's kind of like, I think of it like a little application that runs on Home Assistant, and you're going to be running that on some kind of device. Usually this is done with a Raspberry Pi or a computer. If you want to go to the budget option, you could go for a Raspberry Pi. I'll put one in the link in the description down below too to make it easy on you. I'm running mine on a Pi. If you have a different device, you could do it on that as well. Keep in mind, the Raspberry Pi is probably the easiest method, because you can like download a tool that will literally guide you through the process of installing Home Assistant on Raspberry Pi super easily. There is one thing I did forget that you are going to need. Let me look that up really quickly for you. Now you are going to need something like this. This is the conbee 2, the universal zigbee USB gateway. Now this is kind of like, remember when I was talking about the Chinese hub that you might need for HomeKit? Well, this is like your hub for Home Assistant. This is something that doesn't have an app or anything like that, so it's very privacy friendly. It's just a little device that will connect to your sensors, so it's something you will need. It's around 35 bucks, and these things are pretty good range. The cool thing is, if you want to extend the range, which I did, I just found out you can actually buy light bulbs, like Philips ones. They will integrate without even needing the application. They act as like little mesh routers for the Zigbee mesh system, which is really cool. Additionally, you can even get smart plugs, which acts as a mesh extender as well. You can buy those too. I'll be putting those in the link in the description down below too, as well as maybe like a little guide to compile all this information because it's a lot. So you could have a very widespread Zigbee mesh system, which will be good. So we want to make sure we get that. So basically, the Raspberry Pi is going to be your main device. It's going to be running Home Assistant. Sorry for that. It's going to be running Home Assistant. You're going to have an app installed or integration called Alarmo. And this is going to be connected to this device. This is going to act as kind of like your hub that you'll connect all these devices to. So that's how it works. It sounds complicated. It is a little complicated, but once you get everything set up and running, if you're already using Home Assistant, I mean, you're going to be almost there already. The best news is once you kind of get this process up and running, Alarmo is actually pretty easy to use because it really is pretty simple. You just kind of connect these sensors to it, set up some automations depending on what you want your alarm system to do, and that's pretty good. So definitely pretty cool. So what are some of the other pros? Well, there is not really any monthly fees. Most of the stuff is hardware you can buy and use even with other systems. There's not really any monthly fees, but there is a reason I put a question mark there. And the reason is because if you do want remote access, let's say your alarm goes off and you're not home, you might want to access your Home Assistant remotely. You could do this one of two ways. You could get Home Assistant Cloud, which is like their cloud service that lets you remote in, or you could set up your own WireGuard VPN configuration. I've done that. I've done both methods. The WireGuard configuration is a little bit more technically challenging, but you can do it pretty easily with services like Private Cloud, which do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. I made a video on the channel where I talked about how to remote access your security cameras, and it's pretty much going to be the same thing. Basically, what would happen is that this computer would be connected to a router that's running WireGuard, and you would remote in connecting via the WireGuard application to your entire network that would be running it. Or like I said, you could connect to Home Assistant's cloud. As you can see here, it's called Nabu Casa, and they have more information, home/assistant.io/cloud. Overall though, it's pretty easy, which is cool. WireGuard is definitely going to be a little bit more technically challenging, a little bit more expensive probably, but also has some other benefits if you want to have access to everything on your network. So that's another cool thing about it. There's different ways to do it. Like I said, very customizable. It also works pretty good with other stuff like cameras, and nobody's going to be spying on you. You can use other things on Home Assistant like Motion Eye. It's a cool camera service that you can even kind of sync up with Alarmo. Say, for example, something detects a motion. You could get that camera to start recording if it records a motion, etc., etc. Really, the sky is your limit. So I hope I gave you guys a pretty good rundown of all these different reasons why you might want to check out something like Alarmo. Definitely a lot of pros, not many cons. Really, the con being it's going to be a little more challenging than your typical security solution. But the bonus is you're going to save money. It's going to be more privacy friendly. It's going to be more customizable, and it's very interchangeable with other kind of devices. As you can see here, I'm using these ones, but there are also other ones you can use. There's other little hubs, Zigbee kind of connector things like this, and there's plenty of ways to also host Home Assistant, so it's really up to you. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, remember to check out some of my favorite products in the description down below if you want to help support me, and I'll see you again very soon.